Hi, I'm Mark, and this is my journey through tarot. Come on. Well, this should be a pretty interesting video because what I'm going to talk about today is Donald Trump and his Middle East connections, his fascination with Qatar, his Saudi admirers. What is all of this about? Now, he got this royal entrance in Qatar, if that's pronounced correctly, I don't know. And they just threw out everything. And those are the folks who also threw the supposedly $4 million plane at him. But then when he went to the Saudi side to speak with those folks, well, no, it wasn't nearly as grand, and it was let's get down to business and talk. And so what is going on with Trump? This is all about enriching him? Of course it is. But we'll see what the cards have to say about that. Then we're going to talk about Marco Rubio and how he is in the same boat. I think he's just trying to feed his family, stay employed, get some retirement benefits, and then sign off and be done with all of this. But we'll see what the cards say. So hope you like the video. If you like the video, please do like the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. So what's going on here is we're going to do pull some cards for Donald Trump and his Middle Eastern escapades, and then finish up with Marco Rubio. I'm going to use the Mystical Medleys cards. These are very interesting, and as you may remember, at the end of the video, I'll tell you more about these cards. You know, I had a lot of videos pre-recorded for years on all these cards you see behind me. There's 60 decks of cards, more or less, behind me back there. So I did a pre-recorded video years ago, and then somehow I lost that information when I switched from one state to another. And so I had to record them all over again. But these are very interesting, these Gary Hall's Mystical Medleys. I love the package, first of all. So this is the, I can never think of the name of this guy, but he's like the devil. And then inside the package, you've got a star card in there, or it could be hope. So anyway, cool cards. I'll tell you all about them at the end. And here's a little sunny face in there. I've enjoyed these cards a lot. And you know, it's been months since I've done a reading. I haven't even thought about doing a reading. I went off to live in Spain for a couple of months and see how I thought I liked that. I liked it very much. And that's definitely the next move for me. Excuse me while I get this card that I just dropped. Definitely that'll be the next move for me, spending part of the year in Spain and part of the year here in the U.S., probably in Florida. So until we see how things are going to pan out with the our elected officials, I guess. Donald Trump. Don't fool yourself into thinking that there's anything that has to do with making the country better. You know, this is only about his brand, his wealth, his kids. I'm sure picked up lots of business while he was over there. And so don't think this is anything but that. And then he's so egotistical, to put it nicely, that he believes that anything he thinks of in his brain is good for the country. That's the depth of the consideration that anything gets. So this, I don't know really what to ask about this visit to Saudi Arabia and Qatar. I guess what I want to know is, has anything happened here that's going to be detrimental in the long run to the United States in that visit? But you know, before we do that, let's have just a moment. You thought I forgot, didn't you, of meditation. So, anything going to be detrimental to the United States in the long run? We're just going to do 3 cards in this. This is just to get us started. This seems like a pretty heavy question, but I think that's what we just want to do from a million-mile view up in the sky, looking down on the situation. Is anything that's gone on recently, look at these cards jumped out, with Trump in the Middle East going to be a detriment to the United States? You know what? These 2 cards jumped out, and that's all I'm going to use. I think I have to believe in the process. First card is the Hanged Man. Well, this is looking at something from another perspective, and this is what Trump is saying all along. He's saying that we thought of these people as our enemies, as bad guys, and maybe we should realize that even bad guys have some value somewhere, and he wants us to look at this another perspective. But you know, with the Hanged Man, just the very connotation of being a hanged man is not good. The second card up then is the Tower card, of course. Utter destruction, everything falling apart, the complete end of a cycle. So yeah, no, it will be not good for the United States. My goodness. Because he's not even out of his first 6 months. He's already having these kind of meetings representing our country. Yeah. So, do we need to worry about war? Let's start still high up. Before we get down to finances, do we need to worry about war because of Trump's associations in the Middle East? Let's do 3 cards. 1, 2, 3, war. 4 cards. Do we need to worry about war because of Trump's fascination with Middle East folks? First card up is a 9 of Cups, and you know the 9 of Cups is someone who's the greedy. We call it the greedy merchant, someone who wants to show off their wares. He's very proud of all his emotional victories and wants to show them off. So that's the center of this whole thing. That's what he is. He's a greedy merchant. He wants to show off these things. But the challenge to that is the 9 of Swords, and truth, justice, rules, and law. That's what swords are. Cups are value, motion. And you know, if you look at this card closely, you even see that each one of these stumps that one of these cups is sitting on is actually 2 eyes and a nose, and they're all very scary looking, very ominous looking if you look at them closely. But anyway, so this is Trump. The challenge to that then is this 9 of Swords, which is truth, justice, rules, and law. That's what swords are, and this is nightmares. What he proposes will just be nightmarish. The Wheel of Fortune, anything could happen in this, but this Wheel of Fortune is pretty aggressive looking. And where is the devil on this? And we see the devil is right at the bottom and getting ready to launch right back up to the top. And then the past of this is the 3 of Cups, which are celebrations. But look, this is Dia de los Muertos, where you're celebrating the dead. So what are we celebrating? What have we already celebrated that's gone? And I suppose that's democracy. And then the sky, this very best you could hope for, is the Ace of Cups. It's just a lot of emotional fortitude to get through all of this. So yeah, it's going to be bad for the United States, and we have just to rely on ourselves to get through it. So war, it's going to be close. You know, it will be very close. Will he destroy the U.S. economy? I'm going to use that strong word, destroy. Not just hurt. Will he destroy it? He may not destroy it. He may hurt it. Let's see first if he'll destroy it. The U.S. economy by the end of his 4-year reign of terror. By the end of his reign of terror, however long it may last. I'll say 3 cards, and they all wanted to come out together. Okay. All right. First one up. Okay, so the 6 of Cups is wanting to distribute the wealth, or remembering how things were in the past. I'm sorry. So that's the MAGA thing, Make America Great Again, remembering somehow falsely that America was somehow better in the past than it was now. But look, all these old buildings are saying, what are you talking about? It was crap, okay? Shock is the look on this building's face. Anger is the look on this building's face. 6 of Cups. financially. What are we talking about? No, it's ridiculous. And then the Happy Squirrel. So this is a card that's particular to this deck, and it's not a typical tarot card. But in here, it means try to give everything a happy spin. So the Happy Squirrel, in this case, what he's done, he's found his nut. It's a sunshiny day. The tree is excited for him. So there's some hope to be had in this disaster that we're looking at. And the King of Pentacles is that the United States is the king of value. So we can come back from it. It will be, there will be an effect. Then, so that was financial. Will democracy survive? 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Will democracy survive? First card up, the signifier card for this reading, is a star card. Oh yeah, there's always hope. For democracy, there is hope. It's finding the balance in what kind of democracy are you going to have. The challenge to that then is the 3 of Pentacles, which is Pentacles are value, actually, and this is working together to build something for public display. So you have democracy can survive. It may have to be rebuilt. The basis of all of this is this Page of Cups. Cups are emotions, heartfelt situations. The page brings just a message to the court, and this message has quite a surprise in it. So the basis of all that is that there's always hope, and there can be a surprise there. And usually it's tending towards something advantageous. And the past of this reading is the Sun card. So the Sun card, okay, everything got shown on. Okay, everything came out in the open. And in the sky, this again, Happy Squirrel. So yeah, we can color all of this with a positive outlook. And the King of Swords, King of Value, can't get higher than the King. Truth, justice, rules, and law. Truth, justice, rules, and law will reign in the end. Marco Rubio. What can the cards tell us about Marco Rubio? That's what I'd like to know. So for me, I'll just tell you right out, because it's right on in the front of my head, is having a little vermouth, something I found in Spain and purchased here in the United States. It's a lovely, sweet, fortified wine with kind of a aromatized background. Really fantastic. Lots of different kinds of vermouth, but I was introduced to it in Zaragoza. When you go to vermouth in Zaragoza with friends, you're going for a little get-together, really. It can feature vermouth, but not necessarily. Marco Rubio. What I feel like he is just trying to stay employed. So what's the case? 3 cards. It's Marco Rubio. Secretary of State. Is he just trying to stay employed? Okay. Page of Cups. So this is a heartfelt, emotional situation for him. It's a surprise to how this has turned out. But yeah, this is more emotional for him than anything else. Does that mean it's about keeping a job? The King of Wands. Okay, so the King is very powerful, and Wands are actions, plans, forward movement. So he has to keep his career moving forward. And the final outcome, of course, is the 4 of Pentacles, which is just holding on to whatever value you've already established. That's all he's trying to do. Look how desperate. This even looks a little bit like a cartoonized Marco Rubio. But yeah, he is just holding on to the value that he's got so far for dear life. So, and it's gotten him to one of the highest offices in the land, Secretary of State, and also National Security Advisor, I think, is the temporary job. Imagine that National Security Advisor is a temporary job. It's not like being an assistant manager at a 7-Eleven, you know? So besides being Secretary of State, he's holding down whatever responsibilities. And of course, we know what's happening is that all these positions... No, hang on a minute. So this is the Mystical Medleys Tarot by Gary Veil. And these cards are amazing, or Gary Hall, I'm sorry. These cards are amazing. What I love is they're kind of cartoon style and kind of the rubber hose style, and you'll see what I mean when I display the cards in a minute. But the box is fantastic. If you got something in this box, you feel like, wow, this is a really nice gift. It's nice and solid and substantial, like maybe perfume would come in. But the interesting thing here is that it flips open on the bottom to reveal this kind of cartoon devil, a Baphomet. And so this was the beginning of making this tarot card for Gary Hall, as he developed this Baphomet. And so that became the devil card. Inside the box, you can see here we have the star card, which is hope, sometimes temperance, because it is balancing water in each hand here. I hope you can see that. And then there's a very faint watermark here. That tells you that this goes into the deck up. If it was this way, there's nothing on this side. And when this goes into the deck like this, then this Baphomet is displayed perfectly on the bottom. Now, inside this little box is, in fact, even another surprise. You have the sun inside that box right there. So I'm going to put this aside. And it's got that metal clasp that I love on the bottom. And talk to you for a minute about the guidebook. Look at what, in this tiny little box, this amazing guidebook. It's so well made. It's quality. It's in full color. The cards, they give you very good divinations of the cards. And in the beginning, it speaks to you of Gary Hall's vision about of creating these tarot cards. And in the end, you've got suggestions for layouts and even more divination ideas. So, all good. Fantastic. The cards themselves are very good. Now, there's the standard tarot deck, but there's also a Happy Squirrel card in this deck, which is left to be interpreted in some sort of a positive manner by you. They're good quality. They're easy to shuffle. They're nice thickness. They're not too slicky. And so I like using them. The other great thing about them is that they're standard, like once you get used to the cartoonish nature of them, they are Rider-Waite iconography. Okay, they're easy to determine what this card is supposed to mean, and then you can add some of your own personal divination on top of that. But you see they're beautiful cards. Okay, and they go from edge to edge. They've got a little effect on here that makes them look aged. It might look like they're dirty to the camera, but no, this is an effect that's on the cards to make them aged. And so I like to display the cards like this because when I was just being a viewer, I would have liked to have known more about the cards I was seeing the tarot card readers use. So I've always decided that I would show the tarot cards. And I don't get paid for this. I just, it's something that I would have liked to have seen. So this is the Mystical Medleys tarot cards by Gary Hall. I think they're just fantastic.